Today, from the Blues Brothers movie Everybody Needs Somebody, which is a lovely vibe of a song which is originally done by Solomon Burke, and it's a great tune from the Blues Brothers movie, and I believe they do it in C. And it's a great workout for chord practice in any key. Actually, they play it in C, which involves doing nasty horrible bar chords where you've got to play C, F, B flat, F. So I'm finding my C chord here on the 8th fret with a single finger bar, and then playing an E shape straight after that bar. Okay, so you have to find some way of holding your bar chord down that doesn't kill. Fortunately, there's this kind of choppy sort of sound in the song which allows your hand to have little breaks. So it's not like you have to hold it like a vice and keep it there like that. You can actually just like let go of the grip so that you're not pushing the strings onto the frets quite as much. You can probably make that out. And what will happen then is that you'll have these little breaks for your hands so that it won't kill quite as much. So you kind of squeeze in at the moment of the strum. So, and I keep my thumb more or less either to the back of the first or second finger, just to give myself a bit of leverage onto the strings and push in. So like strum down twice on that chord, and then swap over from the E shape there to an A shape to give you the F chord. Still on fret 8 with the bar here. So it's like C twice, F, then go down to 6, fret 6 with the first finger and still keep to the E shape here. Same technique, squeeze and then release, squeeze and then release. As you squeeze as you strum and relax in between. And that enables you then to get like what we call a staccato sound to the chord. Staccato being kind of a stabbed, short, sharp shock sort of sound to the chords. So if you didn't do that, you'd be playing what we call legato, where it's the notes are elongated and ringing on into each other, when you'd get this, which in this instance doesn't actually sound as good as so the song does that for the main vamp. Vamp is just like another word for accompaniment, or the main accompaniment that goes through the verses. Okay, so that's the vamp. It goes C, F, B flat, F, C, F, B flat, F. And if you want to be really adventurous and really stretch your ability to hold down crazy shapes after the first finger bar, you could achieve the B flat by doing this. C, F as before, now B flat. What I'm doing now is actually I don't really need to bar this. I'm just holding down the D string at fret, what's that, fret 8. Then you have a gap, nothing doing in fret 9 here. And then you form what looks like a D chord shape after the bar, or sorry, after the first finger, which is on these 3 fingers here are on frets 10 and 11. So this is on 10, this is on 10, and then the pinky sneaks in between there on fret 11 on the B string. Often do, it's just to kind of mimic the sound of the horns on the song, really, is to do like a strum and a slide in. If you really want to go the extra mile and trying to get that authentic sort of sound to the song. So taking that an extra stage, the only other part of the song really is the bridge, where it goes, sometimes I feel, and he goes A minor, sometimes I feel a little sad inside when my baby mistreats me. I never, never, never have a place to hide. I need you. So the bridge was A minor, which I'm finding with an E minor after the 5th fret bar. So barring fret 5, you'll notice that when I do my bar chords, I've got tons of overlap across the top here. And I also angle my finger round a little bit, so that I'm not kind of like, the strings aren't going to escape through the creases in the finger there, but just angle round a bit so that you've got a bit better a connection. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but if you do it enough, the muscles in your hand and your thumb and all the bits that work together start to comply a little bit more if you just keep doing it over and over. That's the word on bar chords, is just keep doing it until eventually one day you wake up, pick the guitar up, and you find that it's not too big of a deal. So A minor is there. So that's, what's that, 8 strums? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 6 strums, my bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Through the G chord. Now I'm playing the G chord still as a bar because it makes it consistent then. And then down to F. G, A minor. G. Back up to. So you can see why I like to use the D. It means it's kind of my lazy streak coming through, and it means I don't have to bother moving down to fret 6. I can stay on fret 8 with the bar. It just takes a little bit of work to try and work up being able to play your D-shaped bar chord. Although it's not technically a bar chord, because this finger here isn't actually barring, it's just holding down the D string at fret 8. Okay, so that's how you play it in the key that the Blues Brothers do it in. I think Solomon Burke plays it in E flat. And there I would be using a C-shaped bar chord. This is on the E flat note here, this is fret 6 on the A string. And you probably recognise the formation of these 3 fingers as being a C chord shape. And then the first finger is kind of cutting across just to do a half bar across just 3 strings out of the available 6. Okay, then you form your C shape. That gives you the E flat chord. So that's the 1 chord in this case. And then the 4 chord is the A flat note, or the A flat chord. So it's going to be E flat, A flat, D flat, A flat. So if you want to play Solomon Burke style, that's where you are. That's a bit harder work, especially if you want to do the slide in. Then the bridge for that would be C minor, B flat, A flat, B flat, C minor, B flat, and then repeat. You could also do the A flat chord with the A-shaped bar chord. So that's E flat as well as that. I favour this one because it's a little bit physically closer. But if you're not at the stage where you're happy with doing bar chords yet, all is not lost. You could do it in the key of E and play E, A, D, A. And then the little kind of slide in that I was doing, instead of doing a slide, I just kind of like take the fingers off and then slam on very quickly. Slam them on with like a multi-fingered hammer on. So it's basically like just having your fingers away from the strings just by the tiniest bit, and then slamming them on. A, D, A. In this case, when you've got bar chords and you want to get a staccato sound, when you've got open chords that are not barred and you want that staccato sound where the chord sounds cut off after every strum, you have to do this kind of karate chop action with the edge of your hand across the string. So you're strumming down and then kind of like, I tend to rotate my hand like that. So it's like twisting the hand. Okay, so you twist down on the strum and then twist back up to mute in between. So slow-mo. Go to the A shape. And this is also great practice for playing 6-string chord, E, then digging the pick into the first gap and then playing a 5-string chord, and then digging the pick in and onto the second gap down and doing a 4-string chord. Unfortunately, if you want to play the bridge and you're doing it in E, A, D, A, you have to play a bar chord anyway. You have to do a C sharp minor to a B to an A to a B to a C sharp minor to a B. So I hope that's been useful. You could also do, if you think about it long and hard enough, you can think about starting from different points of open chords. You could do it in D and go D, G, C, G. I'm doing the cheat C there, which is called C add 9. So if you've got a 4-fingered G down, you can add those 2 fingers, move those 2 fingers down together and treat it like a 5-string chord. Say D, leave your finger down on the D note there, cross over to G, C, G, and then doing the shoopy slide there. Kind of a fun song to get into, quite cheerful and chipper. When you want to do the bridge from D, you have to go B minor, A, then G, A, B minor, and then an A. So that's the word on that key. What if you did it in A? You could go A, D, G, D. So it's amazing that you can use the same song to practice a whole wad of chords just by transferring where you decide to start from. So when you're in the key of A, you're going to go A, D, G, D, A, D, G, D, A, D, G, D. Then it'll be F sharp minor for the bridge. E, D, E, F sharp minor, E. So I hope that's been useful. If you want to know more or know how I'm working out how to play this song in so many different keys, you can ask me about that and book yourself in for a lesson. This is all recorded on Zoom. I know it's very bright because the sun shines through from the window over there, and it's I haven't figured out how to tone down the brightness on my camera, but anyway, hope this has been useful to you and inspired you to want to play your guitar a bit more and think about learning how to play a song, not just in one key, but be able to play it across the fingerboard any way you want. Okay, let me know if I can be of any assistance. Just call the number that's on the Facebook page, or just send us a message, and I'll be happy to hear from you. Okay, take care guys, bye for now.